And we all say that the dreams take flight on the clouds, but in the world of technology, it is the AWS that is the wind beneath the wings. It is not just a platform, but a foundation where the ideas and the innovations soar and grow and the future takes shapes. And today we have someone very distinguished to be taking us a keynote session on the AWS solutions for the future of technology. It is an honor to be introducing Mr. P. Sunil Acharya, a transformative leader at the Amazon Web Services India Private Limited, where he drives digital empowerment in the public sector through innovative cloud solutions. With over 2 decades of experience in the IT industry, including roles at Fortune 500 companies like Novell, Microsoft, and Adobe, Sunil leads channels and alliances, building partner models to revolutionize industries such as education, space, and non-profits across India and South Asia. His recent focus on developing a Gen AI partner ecosystem highlights his forward-thinking approach to technology adoption. And without any further ado, let us all put our hands together and please join me in welcoming Mr. P. Sunil Acharya to be taking this keynote session on AWS solutions for the future of technology. So kindly take the charge.
Thank you. Okay. Good afternoon. We got delayed coming here because we went for lunch to 1947. If you haven't had lunch there, the place is really good. I have a whole bunch of slides, okay? So you need to be interactive to keep it going, or you're going to sleep off. Can we be interactive? Yeah, I know. It's after lunch, okay? I'm going to ask questions and try and make sure we have a two-way communication as much as possible. Can we try that? Okay, as mentioned, I run the channels, alliances, and distribution business for India and South Asia for AWS. I'm going to assume that all of you all know AWS. The right assumption? Show of hands. Do you all know AWS? Amazon Web Services? Nobody? Really? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I put together a few slides to give you some context of what AWS is. We'll take it from there. The slides aren't moving. Okay. So let me tell you a small story. Okay, this is kind of dangerously close. Okay. You know Amazon.com, right? We've all used Amazon.com. So 1995, when Jeff Bezos built Amazon.com, there was a need for creating infrastructure that allowed to meet the demands in the market, the millions of orders, shipments, distribution, channel, stocking, maintaining the entire cycle of deliveries, returns, etc. So the infrastructure that he built was something that the team built was so large that you were able to deliver and track deliveries and track returns, track payments, etc. So somebody in AWS published a paper saying that what if you took the excess capacity that you have and gave it to other companies to use? Okay, and in AWS or in Amazon, there's a big writing culture, right? You can write a narrative, 2-page, 6-page narrative, and put your ideas forward. That's the culture of Amazon. And this particular narrative took wing, and people said, okay, let's try it out. Okay, and they tried in 1995, 94. They tried allowing people to use the same infra. The same infras that primarily was used for Amazon.com was used for other companies to test and see if they could use the application and service that we had. And that's when the Amazon Web Services came to light. Okay, it's strange, I can't see my slides here, so I'm going to look around here. Okay, so this is primarily how it worked out. So you basically had this massively large infrastructure which customers could use, and that's primarily how cloud came into being. Okay, and cloud computing came into being. In 1996, the first service, entire S3 was launched, and that primarily started. Oh, thank you. I couldn't see it earlier. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we had the first service that came in 96, and we went live, right? And today what we have is that you have 190 plus countries. The largest cloud infra in the world today is AWS. It powers almost every single service that you see around you that you will use when I come to little examples on that. Okay, and examples like if you use the if you use the Apple phone. How many use Apple phone here? Anybody? Okay, so Apple phone, the transformation of the Apple phone from what we used to have as phones to the current Apple happens on AWS. Okay, so your iCloud is basically AWS. And it's been on it for the last 15 years, hasn't changed. I'm sure you watch Netflix. You all watch Netflix? Okay, so Netflix was built with this as a primary setup. So you basically moved from your CD distribution to rentals and now to an OTT platform, which is powered by AWS completely. Interestingly, Netflix is so good that they build services around recommendations as an engine. I don't know if you watch a serial on Netflix, it gives you a recommendation of similar serials that you can look at. Have you all seen that? That's an open source platform that you can actually rent out and build your own application. So what's happened is that the entire industry changed post cloud computing, and we came across a serious amount of changes coming in. The pandemic opened up another interesting scenario, right? For 2 years that we had no college and schools. Remember those days? Seems so far away, but it's just a couple of years back. But yeah, so we had those 2 years of the pandemic. We saw people trying to keep connections going, keep work going, to try and make sure that we can teach remotely, try and make sure we can work remotely. And work from home became a normal thing, which was never normal earlier. Okay, and along with that, digital transformation took place. Okay, and it's been going on for the last 15 years, but India saw a significant change in those 2 years. We saw online learning take off in a big way. Virtual medicine, remote healthcare took off in a big way. We saw government transformation happening in a big way. I'll give you some examples of that. Okay, and this primarily led to a lot of public sector enterprises across the world choosing to move to the cloud. Okay, and you saw a bunch of new projects taken on by a variety of countries to try and leverage the cloud infra to actually try and make citizen services more accessible. India was a different market, difficult market. It's not the same as every other market in the world. And you normally have problems with adoption of technology. It's much slower here. Technology as a priority of things important is also very slow. It's not really as fast as other markets. We have a video. Will it work as it is? Okay. A video to wake you all up. Enjoy the video and we'll talk after that. There's no audio to this. Damn.
Soon, how will they scale their startup so they can reach more people easily? How will she get medical help when she needs it? How will they plan exploration beyond the stars? How can we touch 1.4 billion lives and make them better? At AWS Public Sector, we're building the answers to these questions every single day. Let's connect people to knowledge. Let's enable children to have fun as they learn. Let's empower nonprofits to create social change. Let's help startups bring unorganized workers online. Let's inspire a safer, healthier, happier, better India for all of us. Just as we are inspired by the people, the not-for-profits, the startups, the educators, the healthcare providers, and the government agencies we work with. By bringing them closer to the people they serve, by helping them collaborate and innovate, by fueling their mission to make life better for millions of Indians. We're building the answers to the world's truly big questions. We're AWS Public Sector.
You can clap. Okay. So I'm going to come to India public sector. I'm bringing this up because I think we saw a very large change across many industries in those 2 years of the pandemic. The pandemic was terrible for many people, but for digital transformation, it was a great 2 years because everyone experimented with new things, right? Learning models, the entire transformation that happened. One of the slides that will come up now is that. Okay, so we pivoted. In 2018, we built a focus around trying to build national platforms for the government of India, looking at skilling at large scale, okay, and trying to make sure that we're able to get innovation at a very large scale. Priority we looked at together. And then COVID happened. This was 2020. The government was looking at help to try and build a platform that allowed for tracking vaccinations. I'm sure you all used COVID. Okay? The last benches also, I hope. Okay? So we did COVID over 13 working days. It was built in 13 days, given to the government. It scaled to 2 crore vaccinations, multiple attempts to hack data and all that crap happened. Nothing really worked. It's one of the most secure vaccination platforms in the world. India is the only country that managed to get a digital certificate created for everybody. No papers, nothing at all. Okay? COVID was the first great story that we had around a national platform going at scale. And this was done entirely by AWS with the government of India to go live on, with a couple of partners, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so that was one. Then there was this requirement for the government to create a skilling platform. NSDC was struggling to figure out how to skill 800 million people. 800 million people. That's the type of scale they wanted. And the Skill India portal was being built, and we worked with NSDC to try and build that portal together to give it the scale required. And that went live in 2022 as one of the largest skilling platforms in the world, even operational today. SIP 2.0 is out in the market right now. And then you had DigiYatra. Have you used DigiYatra? Anybody here? Okay, so DigiYatra was actually a POC that was done in the Delhi office. I'm talking about 2019, before the pandemic. We're doing a small POC on facial recognition in the Delhi office. People said they won't adopt it. Okay, people said it won't work at scale. Today we have, I think, 27 airports using it, over 2 million users a day using it. Facial recognition to access your flight, to walk into the airport, all happening seamlessly. If you haven't used it, you should try using it. It's great fun. And the last one is DigiLocker. I'm sure you use DigiLocker, all of y'all. Yeah, perfect. DigiLocker is a great example of absolute scale. Okay, it is something that we put together with the government to try and make sure we can actually have a repository of storage of data and certificates. They just announced a couple of days back that they've created a DigiLocker for enterprises. So companies can keep their company documents also on DigiLocker, become a secure storage for them. So net, India is transformed. Okay, and the next couple of slides are super heavy. Okay, if you're sleepy, put your hand up, I'll stop and we can talk on something else. Okay, absolutely fine. So the fundamentals of AWS primarily is around making sure you create a secure, scalable, absolutely resilient environment for you to build on. So whether you're building an application, whether you're building an Uber-like application, whether you're looking at creating environment for certification, there are a variety of things that you can do on AWS. Okay, and you can actually log on to it and create a sample account to test it out yourself. It doesn't require any money. The free tier is available for you to work with. So the investments into cloud has been going on rapidly around the world. Okay, India has been a massive investment of $8.5 billion that happened a couple of weeks back at the Davos Summit. We continue investing in India because India is one of those markets where there is enough digitization still pending. Maybe 1 or 2% of the market has actually happened. So a lot of work to be done there. So every country is changing. Thailand went live about 3 weeks back. Thailand has its own region now. So we're basically expanding and making sure you have enough infra available to build anything that you want at scale. So we are here right now, okay? 80% of all B2B transactions are happening on the cloud. Okay, if you haven't realized that, that's the scale that's been going on for the last couple of years. India is very much there early, and 80% of all transactions happening on B2B applications today is happening on the cloud. We are already here. And the AWS Marketplace is one of the levers to look at. So, have you heard of AWS Marketplace? Anybody here? No. Okay. So AWS Marketplace is a repository of applications that you can choose from globally. About 3,000 of them listed here. It is by far the world's largest marketplace for solutions on IT. You can look at clicking three-click deployment to get access to any of the applications, security, whether you're looking at security, whether you're looking at scalability, looking at visibility, any of the solutions you want, you have access to that on this platform. It is so big that we have partners in the world that are doing over $1 billion of revenue on the marketplace. CloudStrike is one of them that primarily is doing that. Okay. So yeah, we're here right now. So we have a plethora of data being created because of the access to apps. I don't know what the number is, but whatever the number is, kind of big number. Okay, so that's the amount of data available right now that people are processing, and that's creating a whole bunch of issues of security that's coming in. Okay, and you have a big problem with regard to facial identity issues. You have a lot of security issues, data loss issues, all popping up because there's so much of data out there and so many application accessing the data. So we've taken a very, very strong approach around security. We build most of our services, all of our services are built by security by design, so it's born in security. So that's the reason why you will not see very rarely will you see AWS going down, very rarely. In my 6.5 years in AWS, happened once that we've seen it go down. Okay, so in spite of the workloads of billions of users, we've never seen the services go down anywhere. That's something that we're holding on as a big record, which is why it's considered to be the most stable, reliable cloud service in the market right now. Okay, there are other data points like this. I won't spend too much time around it. But I think if you're looking at building a startup, anybody here, and not becoming another employee, okay, look at cybersecurity. I think that's the market that's going to be really big as we look at the next 5-10 years. There's so much of data out there, so much applications happening there, so many citizens. India is a massive market. At multiple levels, there's a lot of opportunity. So looking at building something in that area, cybersecurity is a way to go. Big bet. Okay. Then we have generative AI. Okay. So we've transformed from cloud infrastructure to generative AI, and this is changing continuously. There's so many things happening. The Donald Trump announcement for Stargate that happened a couple of days back. Stargate. Donald Trump announcement, Stargate. Everybody heard that? Come on. Did you not? Trump's going to be very angry. You haven't heard of it? The Stargate announcement that happened with Larry and Trump, $500 billion investment in AI. Not the front row. Rest of y'all, haven't you all heard this? Nobody's heard it? Seriously. Oh God. It's only in Kerala, I guess. Okay. So basically there's a big rush going on for AGI, artificial general intelligence, right? AGI is a big rush. It's it's like something that perpetual life is how it's equated. AGI is coming, and there is this rush between the entire OpenAI, Microsoft, that's coming in to try and make that happen. And Donald Trump made an announcement about 3 or 4 days back saying that he's investing $500 billion, which is bigger than 123 countries' GDP. That's the kind of investments going into AI. So the rush is on. So you have AGI, you have ASI, both are out there. There's a big rush going on. Gen AI is big. It's a big buzz. Have you used Gen AI? ChatGPT, have you used? That's Gen AI. Okay. Okay, so the last 2 years, 23-24 was years of experimenting on models. Have you used ChatGPT to answer questions in the examinations? For summary of, put your hand up, we all do that. We do that in corporate, we do mails. We do email responses using ChatGPT is great fun. So you can do that. So it's nothing wrong in it. Just figure out how to make it humanized. Okay, and so last 2 years we saw a lot of markets test out Gen AI models, whether ChatGPT, whether OpenAI, whether it's Llama, multiple different learning models that's there. Okay, and there is a lot of data coming in saying that AI is going to drive a massively large amount of revenue for companies and economies in a big, big way. And which is why so much of investment is flowing in. It's a very, very expensive proposition. Many customers find it difficult because it's very expensive to keep it going. 7 trillion is what we are saying. This is Goldman Sachs. Okay. As we speak today, we have a very large number of organizations across multiple industries that have gone ahead and actually started using that. I won't spend too much time here. We talk all day otherwise. I have a video to wake you up. And this video is great. Video, audio. Okay, a damn cool video. I like it. You like it too. You can wake you all up and you can watch this a little bit and we'll talk after that. Thank you. Okay, so Gen AI is changing a lot of things across industries. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. One of the examples that I love talking about. Okay, anyone been to Bangalore off late? Off late in the last month? Anybody here besides the Bangalore people? No. Okay. When you go to Bangalore, you get these. Now at 40 locations, they have something called VAC at play. Okay, it's called Vehicle Actuated Clearance. Some WAC stands for something. Okay, VAC. It primarily is basically AI-powered signal lights. You must have heard of the Bangalore traffic. Yeah, everyone's heard. Even Cochin's equally bad. Hello, it's not, I got stuck in traffic too. Okay, so it's got VAC, and this particular system allows for the light to judge the length of the traffic that's waiting for the signal and delays the green, red, and orange changeover. It's 40 locations being tested right now, as of today, in Bangalore. So we have AI-powered street lights that's working in. And the AI-powered lights talk to each other, depending on the volume of traffic that's passing through you. Okay, it's being tested in 40 locations, will be 190 locations by March. So we're going to have AI-powered lights in Bangalore. Is somebody excited about it? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Okay, so if you're building AI, Gen AI applications, look for Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock is the Gen AI platform, is an LLM store. It's a marketplace for LLMs where you can choose what's best for you from a cost perspective and figure out how it works for you. Okay. I'm going to move really quickly, about 11 minutes left. Okay. So there are a bunch of scenarios that you can use AI in multiple industries, for example, education, okay, whether you're looking at healthcare. The example given in healthcare, you should hear this, it's super cool. The example given in healthcare is that how do you create an AI model that allows you to personalize medication depending on your individual body structure? Okay, and this was announced, it was mentioned by Larry Ellison at the announcement that happened about 2 weeks back, saying that what if we can create vaccines that's designed for each individual separately, personalizing medicine depending on individual body structures. You can do that with AI. Okay, 25 years back, Microsoft I was in Microsoft a couple of years back. So Microsoft talked about personalized learning. Okay, personalized learning to ensure that we're able to generate content that's relevant for the learner's ability. You can do that today with AI. We can take the content and make sure the content modifies depending on your learning abilities very easily. So that somebody who's weak in a particular subject, the AI recognizes that and gives you something else to prepare on. So you can, in real time, make those changes. So we're seeing every industry change, every industry get impacted by AI and Gen AI. And we'll see AGI coming in over the next couple of years, hopefully next couple of months, see how that works out. There are so many examples. In education, I'll give another example that's going on as we speak. Is in test paper preparation, right? Test papers for your exams, semester exams, typically is a lot of heavy work by teachers. You can automate that to a large extent by using an AI engine, wherein which, based on the question paper repository, you can actually create tougher, easier papers that's mapped to learning requirement of the students. I'm going to remove all this stuff. You all my own slides. Okay, net. Listen, you need to figure out a way to try and do new things. Yeah, that's the only way it's going to work. And the market's changing really quickly. There's new technologies coming at a very fast pace. So if you have an opportunity to attend a session like this, attend a workshop like this, it's a great time for you all to go and test out and work on AWS. There's a bunch of programs available for you all to build applications on and try and do different things in the market. Okay? Don't get stuck on finding that job. Do something on your own. That's more fun. Okay? And that's the last slide for me. 30 minutes done? Perfect. Okay? And go visit Amazon.com, look for AWS services, and try and see if you can try and build small apps. Every tool is there. Try and download Amazon Q. If you don't have it, it's free. Download it. It's a code builder. If anyone's in coding, the entire coding can be verified by that engine. Again, AI built. Try and see what happens there. Okay? Thank you. My name is Sunil. You can scan that and connect with me.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. And is it okay if we open it to the crowd for if they have any questions to ask?
They have no questions. They have a question. Anybody has questions?
Any questions from the crowd?
Okay. I have some Amazon colleagues here. They can ask questions on behalf of everybody. Any questions, Ajay?
Sir, actually, there has been so many, over all these discussions and over all the conferences that we have been constantly attending, there have been saying that mostly the AI will be taking up the jobs, and that is something that is creating or instilling a worry in almost all the young generations. So would you love to take this moment to address it? What is your perspectives on the same? Would you love to give us a view on the same place?
Absolutely. Why not? Absolutely, yes. So in fact, somebody asked me this question a couple of weeks back, saying that will AI, in education, will AI kill creativity? Will AI kill teaching and the learning process? Okay, and I'm going to give the same response back here. But I don't think any technology is going to kill anything. Okay, so I'll give you an example, right? 2021, when the pandemic happened, everyone went offline, everyone online, they all had virtual classrooms. Virtual teaching is horrible, difficult time for everybody, okay? And as soon as the pandemic subsided, things became all right, they all went offline again. So this cycle of change is going to continue. It's not going to change. Nothing is really going to be permanently going to be damaging. From an AI perspective, I think it's a great tool. If you guys and girls are not using ChatGPT or Llama to test out your responses, your narratives, your writing skills, you're missing an opportunity. I think you should use it effectively. It's a great tool to get started on writing documents. Okay, I don't know how many of us write documents. In Amazon, we write a lot of documents. So AI is a great tool for us. We built an internal tool that helps us make these documents faster. Creative skills. For example, you want to make a PPT. Do you know how easy it is to make a PPT now? Have you all tried any of the available AI tools for PPT making? Anybody here? Put your hand up. Kawa, you can put your hand up. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Don't be shy. It's okay. Big deal. Okay. It's fantastic. The AI tools for creating slides are brilliant. Makes life so much easier. Okay. So I think the fact is creativity is going to get enhanced in a big way. Teaching is going to get enhanced in a massively big way because teachers have a lot of tools now to try and make the entire classroom more attractive and interactive. Quizzing in the classroom becomes easier. Quizzing is a great way to learn. Okay, I think the entire learning outcomes is going to be positive impact. So AI is going to transform a lot of things for the better. It's not going to take away jobs and all those strange theories. I don't think any of that's going to happen. It's going to, the people say that AI won't take away your job, but somebody who knows how to use AI effectively will take away your job. Okay, so it's important that you'll try and get early on AI. There are a lot, WhatsApp has Llama, try it out, it's good fun to respond to WhatsApp messages or even messages otherwise. It's a great tool to work in. So I think it's a phenomenally great tool that you should try and leverage to build writing skills, concise summarization skills. I don't know whether you've done this. Go to Llama or go to ChatGPT and look for a book summarization. Some of the books are so solid you can't read big books, right? Ask for a summary. It creates phenomenal summaries in 2 pages. In 2 pages, I'm telling you, it's just absolutely good. It's just summarization is a phenomenal tool and it's very effective for people that can't read those big, heavy books. The summarization tool is great. So you should use ChatGPT, you should use any of the OpenAI or any of the Amazon AI tools to try and make sure that you get familiar with AI prompting. Okay, any other questions? Okay, you get a free gift for a question you ask. How's that?
I guess like your session was self-explanatory and like it did cover up everything.
No, but I want a question now.
You want a question now? All right. Okay, please, can you kindly pass on the mic to her? Yes, thank you. It's
you.
more like a hesitation, I guess.
Yeah, I can hear you. No, just go ahead. No problem. Wow. Okay, nice. So here's the thing. Thank you for that question. See, thank you. So I'll tell you what. When AWS started in 1995, we didn't have a clue, or we were not sure how big this industry is going to be. Today, Amazon Web Services is a $100 billion business by itself. $100 billion ARR. Okay. So the fact that the slide I showed you earlier, where we have infrastructure coming up in multiple regions today, okay, that primarily is to make sure that we are there with regard to taking the largest share of the cloud business always. The beauty of AWS compared to the other providers in the market is that we are extremely customer obsessed. Okay, and that's been fundamental to Amazon.com. AWS continues the same model. And there is a conscious effort to try and make sure the costs for end customers keep coming down. Okay, and this is there have been 114 odd price reductions that have happened because when there are more people using it, economies of scale allow for bringing the cost down. So because the volumes are so high, we're able to play and reduce the cost for customers. So what are the potential risks? I can't think of anything significant, but I think one of the big risks is to make sure that the AI models that we have right now is able to scale the same way cloud adoption took off. Okay, and I think we are seeing that. For example, we have a big event called reInvent that happens in December every year. It's the largest technology event in the world. It happens in Vegas. Last December, they made a few announcements with regard to new technology that's coming in to make sure the cost of AI for customers come down. And that was being addressed from 3 different layers. One is the availability of local language models at a very substantial local. It's called Amazon Nova. Nova comes in multimodal models. You have 3 different versions on that. You can do text, video, and annotation. You can do the entire things on the same Llama platform, Nova platform. So Amazon Nova is the first big change. The second one they announced was something called the Inferentia 2 chips. At the chip level, can you reduce the cost for the customer? So customers can choose an Inferentia chip to ensure AI costs come down significantly. You have that, okay? And third one, they informed something called Lakehouse. Lakehouse is a collection of data storage models for AI. So the cost of data is typically very expensive, and that's what brings. So with these 3 models now, any customer can look at adopting an AI model at scale at a very, very large pattern, which is possible today. So look and read about it. It's all available. The fact you never heard about Stargate is shocking me even now, okay? Please read about Stargate. You have to read about it. Donald Trump will be very angry with you all. Okay, please read it because they made an announcement for $500 billion. It's a big announcement. Read about it. It's good fun. Yeah, done? Hey, thank you very much.
All right, sir, we have got one more question to cover. Can you please pass on the mic, please? Could you please pass on the mic? Yes, thank you.
So Sunil, this is more for recruitment,
Okay.
although I don't know if it's related, but we do have courses for the undergrads on cloud computing, and I just want to know how much of that suffices, or they should be doing AWS courses which are available online, and is it a must that they do both, or because students will still majority, although we want them to be entrepreneurs, etc., but 90% look for jobs. That's a fact. And how much of it, these courses are good enough? They will want placements, of course. So I'm also introducing some courses in this, and that is why I would like to know from you that how much of like BCA with cloud computing, etc., and we have some 6-8 subjects which specialize only in cloud computing, and those suffice. Of course, I'm not giving you the syllabus, so for you to give me that answer, but still, or AWS courses online which are available, and if you can help with that answer.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Those courses will suffice for you to get started. Getting started, those courses will suffice. The problem really is that there is a lot of hands-on required for you to experience configuring AWS. Okay, it's very easy. It's simplified to a level that makes it very easy. But you have to have access to the services of AWS to try and make it work. So while you finish the course, you've got to make sure your kids get access to practical usage of AWS. And that's one look at. AI is here to stay. It's not a fad. It's not a hype. It's not going to go away. It's going to stay. So it's important to have AI, Gen AI modules introduced at some point in time. In fact, there is an AI course that AWS has with a couple of institutions. See if you can bring that and see how it works in. The AI course is important because, like I said, we are seeing the application of AI in Bangalore traffic lights. That's as close as it gets. Okay? If you haven't seen it, you should see it. Okay? It's already working right now. And it's damn cool. I didn't know what it stood for. I just saw these lights and I said, okay, I Googled it. And it basically is a 40 locations you've got. So I'm telling you, AI is here to stay. So it's important that you pick up how to use AI effectively, how to prompt an AI mechanism to support you. These are simple things that you can do. I'm not asking you to build a rocket ship as such, but I think fundamentally how to use AI effectively in your learning process is important, in your teaching process is important. I think there are tons of tools available now to try and make that work for you.
Does AWS also have some projects which students can work on, or online internships and all that?
No.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
No, so we do have internships, but I think the internships are done by another team. Okay. I wouldn't know those institutions that are covered under them right now.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, everyone, and thank you so much, Mr. P.P. Sunil Acharya.
Thank you.
And may I also request Dr. Anuviyar, the Deputy Director for the Department of Computer Science Engineering, to kindly join with us and kindly hand over a token of appreciation to Mr. P.P. Sunil Acharya. And it is not just his enriching speech, but also your charming personality that have brought so much of light into this room and so much of energy. Thank you so much, sir, once again, for your very valuable presence here at the Summit of Future Kela 2025, hosted by Jain at the deemed to be University. Thank you once again.